It is official that Archer is Shirou from the future. Now, we learned some interesting things in this episode. I actually give this episode a good 9 out of 10. It was a very good episode for many reasons. First of all, we got more development, more obvious facts that were shown in this episode, especially in a visual manner. So there was a scene where there was like a flashback of or a moment of Archer in the Unlimited Blade Works, and then it was like twitching between him and Shirou. It was like so obvious who he is. And also, Rin was talking about Archer and Shirou, and then Shirou, when he was talking to Saber, he knew who he was saying. That I probably knew from the moment that I first met Archer who he really is. So now it's pretty much official. Something that we learned in this episode is the fact that the Archer class can survive for 1 or 2 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, without any master. That was interesting because that is exclusive to the Archer class. And also, Archer, he wasn't previously an archer or a swordsman. We know that because he is Shirou. So the Unlimited Blade Works is his novel phantasm, and the Unlimited Blade Works represents the fact that let me go into it. So it's a wasteland with a bunch of swords. Every sword that he's ever seen, he can replicate it. Not to the original sword, not as strong as the original sword, but still he can replicate it pretty well, pretty damn well, which is different than Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh, while he has the same ability, Gilgamesh is more able to, he has the original version basically. His swords aren't a replica like Archer's. Gilgamesh swords are original, so Gilgamesh will be technically stronger in that sense. Now Archer, his mission is to kill Shirou, because that's his only goal. He don't care about no war or nothing like that. He just wants to kill Shirou because he doesn't want Shirou to make the same mistakes that he did, which in a way is understandable. So technically they are the same person, because at first I thought that Archer was made from a different dimension or something like that, but no. The Archer, the servants can be from the future or the past or the present. So he is pretty much Shirou from the future, and it seems like there's no way to change Shirou's route. Shirou's going into the straight path. He's gonna be ending up like Archer, but even so, Archer still thinks that by killing Shirou, it will prevent Shirou from becoming the Archer. Now, it's not gonna save Archer. Archer, he is Archer already. Like, it won't matter whether he kills Shirou for his own sense. I believe that even if he kills Shirou, he's still gonna be Archer, the current Archer. But definitely by killing Shirou, it will make him feel better in a way, or just prevent this current Shirou from becoming Archer. Now, why is he gonna become Archer? Basically, Shirou, here's what's interesting. Shirou in the future, and after all this, basically in the regular timeline, he continues to fight for other people. He keeps doing it. He thought he was gonna be happy by fighting for other people, but it turns out that he wasn't. It didn't make him happy, and it didn't make the people around him happy, that he was caring more about other people besides himself. Eventually, Shirou just took it to the next level, and he decided to become like a warrior or a guardian for like businesses and kings or whatever it was, but he was working for other people, and he was killing other people so that he can save other people. So to me, it's like you're killing people, but then you're saving people, so it kind of balances at the end. Like, you're not really doing anything, you know what I mean? Like, you should just be working for yourself. You should be like a Batman and just kill the bad guys. Don't work for anybody but yourself. But he didn't do that. So the real Shirou just looked like a real badass, but eventually he met his doom because everybody who he worked with pretty much betrayed him. And eventually he wanted to save people so much, even after all that he gave himself up so that he can be a counter guardian in the Holy Grail War. So he's been a guardian there, and he's being an archer, but he's eventually realized that he hates it, that he has so many regrets. That's his thing. He regrets it all after all these experiences. But the current Shirou doesn't see that. The current MES Shirou doesn't understand that, because he doesn't have the experience, and he hasn't made the mistakes that Archer has made. So the current Shirou is just thinking about himself right now, his current situation, the way Archer used to think. So if Shirou continues, it's eventually gonna lead into the same path. Even though right now Shirou argues that this is the best path and that's the way he is and he loves it, blah blah blah. But Archer is living explanation of the mistakes that Shirou is going to make, basically, which is why I've been saying that Shirou is annoying at some points of the things he does. Yes, those are his values and things like that, but you're gonna end up just like Archer. Now, it could change, I'm not exactly sure, but I thought that was interesting. There were some awesome moments in this episode, like when freaking, Saber and Rin becoming, like, making that pact, dude. Now that Rin is technically the master of Saber. She has way more mana coming in from Rin than she ever did from Shirou, as we saw in episode 0 and episode 1 of Fate Stay Night season 1. So this Saber is much stronger than she ever was in the past. So that's gonna be very interesting. On top of that, she is working with Lancer. Lancer is joining their side because his girl is kidnapped. Alright, so Rin was kidnapped, which is why Lancer is joining their side. Now, when we had the scene when freaking Gilgamesh came in and Shinji, oh man, I just want to slap that guy in the face. Shinji is so annoying. Like, he better be dead. He better be dead. I don't want him alive, man. He's a womanizer. He's a creep. Yo, Shinji was like trying to get over Rin, trying to like molest her and shit like that. When she's like strapped in, she can't do anything. But luckily, Archer said, hey, like, I don't have honor, but I at least keep my word. So I'm a dickhead, I'm an asshole, but at the very least, I keep my word, and you can't touch her for 24 hours or else I'm gonna fight you and Gilgamesh and kill you, boo. So Shinji was like, you know what, I don't want to fight you guys, just 24 hours, I don't give a crap. So he thinks that he has Rin all to himself. Unless he like chains her up, there is no way she's gonna fight back. So so yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Now, of course, Gilgamesh still thinks he's a badass and he thinks he's the most powerful. He's gonna. Now, what's interesting is that at the very end, past the credits, we saw a scene where in the temple, 53 people fainted. They weren't dead yet, but it's kind of like they fainted or something happened to them where they were affected. And you saw Gilgamesh kind of staring down at them like he's the one who did all that. I don't know if he did. I don't know exactly what happened, but it seems like something's gonna happen in the next episode, or it could be one of those filler episodes. I'm not sure. I don't think there's gonna be any action, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next episode. Now, just scrolling down to those are pretty much the major points that I want to make in this episode. In addition, the scene when Gilgamesh came in, the music during that scene, as when Gilgamesh came in, yo, you hear that music? I felt like I was playing a Splinter Cell game. You know what I mean? Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, the original Splinter Cell games, just like the music, the OST. Oh man, that was great. That was great. The animation, amazing as always. I don't see any issues here. I feel like everything was well done. And what's interesting is also Saber still cares about Shirou. Like, even though she has a new master, she still feels like she made that vow. She's a true knight. She is an amazing knight, and definitely Shirou, he's not gonna get her back, but he is gonna be kind of like his own warrior, because in this episode, when freaking Archer went into the Unlimited Blade Works, when he summoned his Noble Phantasm, and then you saw Shirou like summoning all those swords and fighting back. Now, during that scene, there was like a cut where he just fainted. He passed out. He woke up. Like, what just happened? Now, at first, I was like, what is going on? What's going on in that moment? But then we find out that Archer says, I basically ran out of mana. So it wasn't like something happened with the animation or they were being lazy. It was that he pretty much ran out of mana. So he can't keep control of that world anymore. He needs to, especially that he doesn't have a master. He only has like 2 days to survive. So this show, pretty much the rest of the season is gonna take place in the span of like 2-3 days. Wow, that's interesting. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this episode. What was your favorite moment of this episode? Was it the freaking Saber versus Archer fight scene, or was it the Shirou versus Archer fight scene, or was it the talking smack or the creepiness of Shinji, or was it just that face-off between Gilgamesh and like Archer, like foreshadowing the fact that in the future they're going to fight each other? Oh man. Also, Lancer, he is one of my favorite characters, dude. Like, I really hope he survives. And we know that somebody has to die, only one survivor. Maybe, well, not technically, the rules can break, you know. But you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna die. I feel like he's gonna die, and I really don't want him to die because he's just such a badass, man. I love Lancer. I love Lancer. Thank you for watching.
So what me?
Fuck me. No, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.